Hello, my name's Alex Lowe's. I ride for Team WFR Honda. I'm going to take you for a lap at Donington Park in the Nissan GTR. So this, obviously the start and finish straight, I use 5th gear down here on the superbike. Obviously the different bikes depend on what gearing you use, but on my Honda I'm in 5th gear. I brake just as I get to the end of the pit wall. There's like where the pit lane exit starts. I use that as my braking marker for turn 1. I'm back 2 gears for the entry into Redgate. It's quite a difficult corner because of how flat it is. You've got no reference point when you're coming in on your bike, so you sort of have to be quite patient and wait for the corner to come to you. It's important, really important, to get a good exit out of here, down the curves, because the speed, obviously the exit you carry your speed all the way down to the bottom to the old hairpin. So I'm 3rd, and then accelerate hard towards the end of this curve down Hollywood. I sort of aim for the outside of the track, click 4th gear, and then I'm turning sort of pretty much straight away on full lean angle at the top of Hollywood. You hit the first curb, and from right back from Redgate I'm aiming for the 2nd curve down here on the right hand side. It's really important to get across to the right hand side here because the track levels off, and you need to change direction on the level off rather than changing direction as you get down the hill. If you change direction too far down, it's really easy to lose the front and it can cause a crash. Once I get past the left of the curves, I'm still in 4th gear and I have a really hard drive towards the old hairpin, and then I'm back to 3rd gear for the old hairpin. The apex at Crane Curves is about 120, 130 mile an hour, so it's a really fast corner and probably one of the most scary corners we go to. Now, the old hairpin's important. It's obviously downhill, so it's a tricky corner, but it's 3rd gear, and then after the old hairpin it's all uphill to McLean, so it's important to get a good drive out of there. I come in 3rd gear, click 4th and short shift to 5th gear straight away, and then you use 5th gear all the way up the hill. So I just focus on hitting the first apex, and then you run out wide up the hill, 5th gear all the way up. And this next corner is really tricky. It's one of the hardest corners to get right, and it's not even much of a corner. It's just like a left king, but accelerate to the outside of the track, and I always try and make sure I get my bike back to the inside curve. But because you're going so fast, it's quite difficult. I think even up here, just to touch the brakes, you're doing 130 mile an hour, so it comes up a lot faster than you think. I go from 5th back to 3rd gear from McLean's. I like this one. It's one of my favourite corners. It's almost a double apex. You go in at the first one, then you run out slightly, and then you just click the second apex there, and then obviously drive down towards Coppice. And the bike wheelies a lot here as you come off over the rise there. You're trying to stand up and control yourself because the bike's wheeling a lot. So especially when the tyre's worn, it's quite a hard corner there, and it's one that you need to focus a lot on, as it's easy to catch you out. As you're coming over the brow into Coppice here, it's dead easy to make a mistake because you're braking against a hill, and as you come into the first apex, the hill flattens off. So on your bike, if you're carrying a lot of front brake, you need to either let the brake off or lift the bike up, because it's dead easy to lose the front there. And then obviously one of the most important parts of the track, the run out onto the back straight. You see a lot of bikes sliding there, especially in the new BSB rules. It should be a definitely good place to watch from on Sunday. Only using 5th gear. I've never used 6th gear at Donington, so just from 3rd out of Coppice, 4th, 5th down here, under where the Dunlop Bridge used to be, you get a wheelie. So some people tend to go on the left side of the track and lean over to stop the bike from wheeling, but I'd sort of go straight over and just use the rear brake a little bit, and then obviously I'm hard on the brakes again for the foggy as S's. The thing with the Donington, you've got the fast flowing first part of the track, and then you've got the second part of the track which is slower. It's all about braking and getting your bike stopped. So I back to 3rd gear through here. It's a difficult corner because it looks a lot slower than it is. You go in slow, but then you have to almost immediately get on the gas and drive out. It's quite bumpy on the exit, so your bike moves a lot out there, and then you click 3rd gear as you're coming out of the chicane down towards the Melbourne Loop. This is probably the best passing place on the track. You come out the chicane, if you get a good run out of there, then you can set yourself up to come up the inside into the Melbourne Loop, which is the slowest corner on the track. You're down to 30-40 miles an hour, and you're back to 1st gear. So it's the only corner where I use 1st gear on the Honda. You slide a lot on the way in, but obviously it's the slowest corner, so it's important that you got your bike working well on the brakes, and in the races, if you're working well, it means you can pass people. So it's probably one of the most important corners, even though it is the slowest one. You come out there in 1st gear, almost immediately go to 2nd gear as I'm driving out, and then click 3rd gear as I'm driving up the hill back towards the last corner, which is Goddard's. And there's a bump just as you hit the brakes on the right hand side. There's a bump just as the curb starts, and it lifts the rear wheel off the floor. So you can't brake too hard into there, because if the harder you brake, the more you lift your rear wheel and you end up missing the corner. So it's all about just getting your braking marker right, get back to second gear, and it's so easy to tip into the last corner too early. If you tip in too early, you know, you miss the corner and it messes up your exit onto the straight. But if you get in there nice, if you're nice and patient with the bike and can stay calm on the way and hit a late apex, and make sure you can have a good drive out onto the start and finish, and that should set you up for a good lap time and a fast lap round Donington Park.